Hello YouTubers, this is the Electron Man. Well, I got a new project today. It's I've been building a shop. Well, I have a garage door. I've decided to go ahead and I want to do a power garage door opener, and I did a lot of searching and researching and decided I'd purchase this Chamberlain garage door opener. The main reason is this direct drive. I didn't want something. This is kind of a barn style shop, and it was going to be a real pain to try to mount it from the ceiling. So I wanted something direct drive off of the main center shaft on the upper part of the door. And this is called, I guess they call it direct drive or wall mount. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go through the process of unboxing it and getting it installed. Okay, like magic, we're now back on a little workbench I laid up here to get all the stuff unboxed. Wow, I got a little bit of work ahead of me for sure. This is really a cool unit. Of course, as you can see here, it comes with the keypad. This will put by your main door when you walk in so you can open and shut it. It comes with one car receiver. The cool thing is it also comes with this network set up here so that I can set up to where my phone or any of our phones can just open a door, use the phone app. It comes with a main lock there that actually mounts on the track to lock it down. I've actually kind of browsed through the instructions. There's the hardware it came with, and basically here's the main unit. Got to kind of set on the side. I just actually installed this, or lightly installed, just test fitting it. But this is kind of the jack shaft that connects between this and the main pole, or the main spring on my garage door. Let me go ahead and center back down this way. Basically, it's got a door like that, and open the door, and there's all your different information. There's electrical connections. Like I said, I kind of browsed through the manual. I'm definitely going to take a little time and read everything. It also comes with a dome light. I don't think I'm going to even hook that up because I've got plenty of lighting in my shop as it is. But if you didn't, that's pretty cool that you can mount that in up there in the ceiling of your garage so that when you come in, it automatically turns the light on. I think that's pretty much all the hardware. Of course, you've got not sure this, but I think they call this I guess it senses the cable select enough, like something's jamming underneath the door, or if the thing's coming off track or whatever. But I know I'll have to research and find out where I install that at. It also comes with the bottom sensors. You put one on each side at the very bottom. That's to make sure the door doesn't shut on somebody. I think that pretty much covers all the hardware. It even came with some little staples. But anyway, just kind of wanted to show you what was in the package. This is the unboxing. My next step is from what I can tell, is I'll be mounting that up on the mainspring and getting that mounted to the wall, and then we'll go through the process of hooking all this other equipment up and getting this thing working. Okay, now according to the instructions, I should mount this collar, which mounts to my pipe up here. I'm getting ready to show you, and I should mount this little pre-bracket here. Basically, that's on the main unit. That's the two things I need to prep before I take it over and mount it up there. Here's my garage door. Here's my main spring. If you come around here, you can see that shaft hanging off right there. Right there, I'm going to hang that collar on there and then bolt it down, and that'll be where the actual lift goes. From there, we'll continue with the instructions. And like magic with video, next time I will be up there with it mounted. Okay, just like that, I'm up here and I've got her mounted now. Let me see if I can show you. There's your collar, which goes on your main master spring that goes down there. And I'd already tightened these two down there, but they say to get them like finger tight and then a half turn. I did probably more like 3/4 of a turn. I wanted them good and tight, but obviously you don't want to over tighten them. And then I put it on the shaft and I tighten these two. You want to make sure that you're good and vertical as far as up and down this way, and obviously this way as well, which I'm going to get a level and double check it. I kind of eyeballed it, but it'd be easy to adjust if I need to. And then I just tighten those two bolts up that go on that side bracket right there, which will go into the support there. See if I can get a little further back and kind of get an idea where that's at. But anyway, that's going to be our next thing. Go ahead and put those two bolts in and bolt this down. And actually the unit itself will be fully installed in. Then it'll just be a matter of hooking all the wires up to it. It looks like the major job's going to be actually, I got to run obviously the control to open and shut it, and you got to run the optical sensor at the bottom, and there's also a cable sensor that goes on here to make sure that if it senses slack that it knows it needs to stop. But anyway, we'll get on that. And here is a view from down on the floor, a little further away view. As you can see, I got the front panel open, and of course you got your draw rope. That's your manual release if you need to, with say power's out or something, you just pull that and it'll unlock it so you can manually open it. But anyway, there we go. Fortunately for me, heads up, I knew I was in this type of garage door opener, so I have it obviously a socket that I wired right next to it. But if you were changing, say from a ceiling mount one over there to one like this, you want to make sure you have some power nearby, a plug nearby to power it. Just 110 volt AC socket. Okay, I've now installed the two big lag bolts. They're like 1.5 to 2 inch that provided with the kit, and got these two screws on this side tightened, and as well I've got that tightened completely up. So now the actual unit is completely installed. Now it's all just a matter of wiring all the different sensors. We'll show you as that process goes. Okay, the next thing I had to do was mount this cable tensioner. That's to keep it from unspooling on that roller since it's gravity fed. But basically I had to put a couple wood blocks here to block off my post and the way my door's installed. You can kind of see the way the master is. But anyway, that's how we did that. And I actually bent the screw over on this side and mounted an angle there just to kind of clean it up. But the next thing we'll do is we'll need to get the wall sensor hooked up, and the little optical sensors at the bottom, and I'll show you that. Okay, now then you can see my my little optical sensors there. Straighten that out a little bit. But as you can see, I've got a green light on both of them, and that's what you're looking for. Well, you're actually looking for amber and green, and the way my shop's faced, I put the amber on the left side because the sun could hit it on the right side, and you definitely don't want the amber to have direct sunlight. So follow instructions, I use the amber on the left on mine. But as you can see, I just used the clip-on, mounted it up, and then I used the included staples and just stapled up, then it goes above the door nice and neat. No obstructions. And then you come over here, and as you can see, I've got my other one over here with the amber light. Same thing, just goes up the post, goes up, it goes into the master controller. You just wire it into there. Okay, here's my master wall plate right here, or master controller, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's the one that hooks to the wall. It's got a motion sensor for the light, and it's got your master button to open and shut it. As you can see, I've got it wired now. Really simple, 2 wires. Same thing, just wired on the back, screwed it on, then ran the wires up, rafters, used staples and tie wraps, and moved it all the way up to the control box over there. It actually came with enough wire to do this, and I got a 30 by 30 garage, so that's a pretty good little run. But anyway, that's the master box, and really the only thing I've got left to do before I program it is put the lock cylinder in, and I will show you that when I get done with that. The lock cylinder, it actually comes with a little sticker template that I'm going to stick on the rail, and that gives you where you drill holes, and it actually gives you the sizes of them and everything. So all we got to do is just drill the holes out on the rail, and then we can mount the deadbolt lock. I now have my holes. I should have left that sticker on there so you could see, but there's my holes I drilled for my my master deadbolt lock. Now I just need to put the 2 screws in and mount it. It'll actually mount in just like that and come through the inside door like that. You can see the pin there. So that's all we got to do is put those 2 screws in, and then we'll go to programming. Okay, I now have the last piece installed, and that is the bolt lock. I really like this. It's really cool. Basically what you want to do is, I just use a drill bit to take care of it, but basically, yeah, you just want to, they give you the template as I showed you earlier. I drill those out, and you just mount that stepper there, and that takes care of that. And as you can see, what happens is when the door shuts and engages, and it keeps the wheel from coming up. So this is definitely a good security to have. And of course, you got a manual lever here. You can pull it back if the power was out or something you needed to open it. But anyway, that's the last of it. I think I've got everything covered. All but final wiring and testing and setting the limits, which from what I read, that's really simple. But anyway, we'll come back and we'll get a view of watching and closing the door. Okay. Okay, I've now run all of my cables. I tried to do it really neat. I tire wired it all the way, and as you can see, I've got the wires going over the top to make sure it's not an obstruction of the door or anything. And you bring them over, and then I ran up to the box cable tied everything, got it all nice, and then these are just little push pulls that you use, and you just push them down and you put the wire in and let it go. It's kind of like a speaker holder, and that does the trick on that. Next thing we're going to do is we'll be programming it. But there's my wire layout, and like I said, I got it all tied, wrapped off, and nice and clean. It's really simple. You've got the two optical sensors, which use the gray and the black. Or actually, it's a white wire and a white black, and the white black goes in the black one, and the white one goes in the white one. And then you've got the door, the main master button that you hang on the wall. That's red and white, and the red white wire goes in the red one, and the white wire goes there. And of course, this is your lock, which has got a pre-built plug. And then the only other thing is you got the cable sensor, which it's non-polarity, so either wire and either hole's fine. But basically, that's how you wire it up. Really, not a bad job. I've really taken my time, like I said, and tie racked it back and everything. But next thing we'll do is we'll program it, and then we'll see how the door works. Okay, come on, focus. Okay, I've got it all completed now. There's my button inside my door right when I come in the door. There's my light that comes on, motion sensor. You can turn it off and manually turn it on and off with the remote or the wall plate there. Of course, I got all my wires nice and tucked. Got the motor mounted, and I'm actually going to use the phone amp here to open this. It's really cool. It comes a little router that you hooked up. Really was easy to do. Well, it won't let me do that. I was going to open it from the phone app, but apparently when we're recording on the phone, which is I'm currently doing, when I try to go over to that app and leave the camera, it stops recording. So anyway, we'll just come over here and walk over here and push the little old button and see how our job works. We'll hit the button right here. Boom, there she goes. And you hear that little latch. That was the bolt unbolting. As you can see, here's my door going up. I don't know if y'all can tell how quiet that is, but that is by far the quietest garage door opener I've ever heard. It does come with one remote you can hook on your visor too. I went ahead and grabbed it so I can shut the door as well with me standing out here. Let me get out of the sun here. Okay, we'll go, there she is, and we'll push the old button. And there she goes to close. And again, listen how quiet this is. She slows down right at the end, and perfect. And there went the latch. If you heard that, let's do it one more time, and I'll just kind of lock on it right here. You kind of watch the whole process. And then down. And there she is. It's not the fastest door opener I've ever seen. It's definitely more than sufficient. I timed it about 20 seconds to open the door. The thing with me is, it is so much quieter. I will take an extra 5 seconds to open the door for how quiet it is. It literally makes no noise at all. Of course, I've got neoprene rollers on the door, but I mean, it is super quiet. That, you know, the overheads, they rattle the whole house. This sucker, you can't even tell when you open and close it. Boy, wished I'd had that when I was in high school, going to sneak out to see the girls. Been a lot easier to open that garage door, but I've digressed. Anyway, this is the Electron Man. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It wasn't really a how-to video. It was more just kind of a tutorial of me kind of doing the whole process of mounting the wall mount garage door opener. I will put a link here. I actually purchased off Amazon. Really happy with the product. I can't say enough good things. Everything was included. In fact, I got extra wire and extra screws and stuff. I mean, it was a fully included kit. I didn't run into any problems at all with the install. The only thing you kind of have to watch is, it's got that cable tensioner up there. And because basically the way this works is it uses the spring to assist lift. When it goes down, it's got to use basically gravity. So if you don't have enough weight on the door to cause the gravity to lower it, the door could sit there and the motor could actually unspool your cables, which I was real careful about that, and I kind of decided where I wanted my highest limit to be. There are some helper springs that you could put on here on the rails up here, so that if you need to get your door fully open, and they're like 40 or 50 bucks, that would push it that first, 1.5 to 2 foot to make sure that you have gravity feeding the door the rest of the way down. But as you can see, I've done mine multiple times, not an issue one. And I'm a 10-foot door, and I have it open at like 9 foot 6 inches. So, and I figured this way, if I really had something that was 6 inches taller that could barely fit in there, I'll just pull the rope and manually open it. But anyway, it's definitely worth the purchase. It's so clean. Look, I got nothing on my ceiling, didn't have to mess with my lights, none of that stuff. Anyway, I hope this little video helps you guys. If you get a chance, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. I can use them. I'm getting close to that 1,000 mark. I can't believe these guys out there that have 20 million subscribers, and I've been struggling with this for 10 years, and I've got like 800 subscribers. I guess it's, I don't know if it's content or production or what, but I mean, the little guy out here trying to do the best I can and provide some videos that help you guys out. But anyway, again, have a great day. This is Electron Man.